Now we are going to demonstrate how Stunner makes possible the seamless scaling of media servers. For this purpose, we use Kurento's magic mirror example, where the media server draws a Super Mario hat to the viewer's head. We create a deployment where there is a single application and media server with a Kubernetes service in between. Then we start some background traffic to overload the single media server. We scale it out and verify that the application server, thanks to the Kubernetes service, shares the new calls evenly between the media servers. We show the Stunner detects these newly created Kurento instances and forwards the sessions properly. That finally leads to overcome the overload situation. So first let's check if I'm running the correct cluster. Yeah, we are running in Google Cloud. And as you can see on the upper left terminal, I haven't deployed the Stunner gateway operator yet, so I will start by deploying that first. And as soon as it's ready, then I will go on with Stunner. And Stunner is up and running as well. And as you can see, there are no public IP addresses or ports yet in the system. This is because Stunner doesn't expose any public port to the world until it's get configured. So next we are going to deploy the media server and the WebRTC application server and the corresponding services. You can find these on the GitHub in this Stunner repo under examples. And here you will see a pending external IP address. This is when Google Cloud will assign a public IP to the application server. So here I will be able to access the service from my client. And what is left is to configure Stunner to listen on a specific port, which is going to be 3478, and it will forward the incoming and authorized traffic to the Kurento media server. So as soon as I execute this command, you will see here that now Stunner is going to expose a new service outside the cluster, and this is where clients can send their media to the cluster. So let's run the example. I already opened the browser, and I've copied the address of the application server to my browser. So I just have to press the. No, I still have to refresh it, and then you can see that it recognized my face, the media server, and put the Mario hat on top of my head. I will do some movement just to show the latency. Of course, it's not excellent, but still, I think it's amazing, considering especially that it's running in Google Cloud, which is not that close to here where I am right now. And you can see that the CPU usage is going to increase. The kubectl top is quite slow, so we have to wait a little bit until this goes up. And we are going to put some background traffic in the next step on the system to overload the media server, and we will see what happens then. And for this purpose, I use a pre-recorded stream of myself doing some movement in the background just to make the life of the media server more difficult, the face recognition to be more difficult. And let's see what happens with the stream. The background traffic is started in a rolling mode, a so-called rolling mode, where whenever a session is teared down, then a new one will come up immediately. So as you can see, it's already started to freeze and lagging, so it's clearly the media server is overloaded. So it's time to recruit more media servers and to scale out the deployment of the KMS. And let's see if it resolves the situation. So we will scale out to 3 instances, and they already appeared here in the upper left corner, and we will check the CPU usage as well. And I will show you the Stunner logs so that it's load balanced to the right media server whenever a new session is built up. So the pod IP of the media server starts with 10.52. As you can see, they are already handling, would handle some traffic, but still the Stunner gateway operator needs a little bit of time until it configures Stunner with the proper settings. Until then, we can check what happens with the stream. Now it's getting better. And as you can see, the new sessions are now granted to enter the cluster, and they are going to different media servers. What happened to our stream? It's up and running, it's better. What happens if I stop it and then I start a new one? Then again, it's still working. Okay, so this was the Kurento Magic Mirror example or tutorial with Stunner. I hope you enjoyed it, and see you in the next video. Goodbye.